So as always, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching from. And I think it's glad to be back. So, number one, apologies for the delay in recording these videos. At some point, in all honesty, I was having like some failures at some point. So, the thing, in a way, reduced or affected my motivation to, want to come online and record videos and stuff. But the interesting thing is that, well, I'm just human and I'm back again, releasing my content as always. So, this video is going to be like a recap of the trades I took. I've been on the challenge, sharing all the trades I take all through 2026. So this is just going to be like a continuation video, keeping you guys in the loop, as to what happened, failures, successes, and all of that. Anyways, that said, let's just go quick into the video. So, quite a number of trades were taken over the period when I was not available or when I was not online as much or when I was not releasing videos. But it doesn't mean I was not trading. I was still trading. In all honesty, I lost quite a number of accounts. Like from previous videos, you would know I've been using like prop firms to share my journey, right? So I lost quite a number due to failures and all of that. But it would also interest you to know that I passed some, and yes, I've been in the funded stage, and yes, everything has been very good. But not to waste your time any further, let's go to the charts. So I think this video is going to cover what happened. So I'll just take it that all through February I didn't release any video, because I guess the last video I released was on the 26th of March or 27th, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll just take it that I didn't release any video in March, but I will take a brief recap of trades that were taken in February, maybe last week in February, last week, the week preceding this week. Now that I'm sharing this video, I'm going to share like one of the trades I took today to just continue the series that I'm on. So one of the trades that I know messed with my emotions, I took trades on US, on NAS, that's NASDAQ 100, US 100 rather. I took trades on AUD I took trades on GBP USD, and also I had another entry on NASDAQ earlier today, as at the time this video was shot. That's first week in March, let's say 2nd of March, that's when I'm shooting this video, 2026. So the first entry I had it had already started moving in my direction, right? It was on NASDAQ. It already started. I remember the entry was on the 3-hour time frame. All right, please let me be sure I'm recording myself. All right, so my first entry was on the 3-hour time frame. I remember vividly. That was on NASDAQ, and you know the strategy I've been using all this while. First, I noticed. Sorry, I'm trying to look for it. Yes, so here's what I noticed. I noticed some sort of liquidity sweep, then movement to the upside. So I was thinking price was going to come back to this key level and give me a new high. So I had my entry somewhere around here, because I saw this as liquidity that was yet to be taken out. My SL was somewhere around here, like covering this low, and I was just looking for something that would at least take this high. But see what price did. Price came all the way, moved in my direction a bit. I was so happy. I'd already done about 1-to-1 and all that. I was just looking for a 1-to-2 or something on this trade. But what happened? I was invalidated at the end of the day. So I took a loss on that. After that, what I was expecting was, at least I did not want this low to be taken out. Right? I didn't want this low to be taken out. So what happened next? After this happened, I saw this break of structure to the downside. Then I went to the 4 hour time frame, if I'm not mistaken, to look for another entry. And I had this. This seemed to me like a key level that I was expecting price to, take out. And what happened? Price got all the way there. This is really not my strategy, if I'm being honest. Price got all the way there, did its thing, took me out, and started moving my direction. So I lost another. So I lost on this -1. I lost on this one too, another one. But remember, I had this key level marked out. So I was still looking for how price was going to react. So when I saw that price broke the structure with a wick and went all the way up, all I was looking for at that point was a retest around this level. And I got it. For as long as this level was not taken out with a body, it was just with a wick. So I felt we were still bullish. So what happened? Eventually, I had an entry somewhere around here when price came all the way down to retest. Then I used this low, and this high was where I was looking to take out my, profits. And eventually here, price gave me that. I remember I had my first entry somewhere around there. Here. Then I had my second entry around here. So this is what I was expecting. I had on AUDCHF. So let's go to GBP USD. That was the next move I caught, and it was somewhere around here. So from GBP USD, what did I notice? I saw that there was some sort of, order block around this zone. There was sort of some like bullish order block around this zone. So I saw like price was already giving higher highs and higher lows and all of that. And what happened next? This is what happened. I marked out this key level, which was here, somewhere around here. So all I was expecting was for price to break it to the upside. Immediately price broke it to the upside. All I did was, normally I was meant to take an entry here, but I guess I was asleep. I can't remember what I was doing at the time. So when I saw price came back and broke it above, I took it as an opportunity. For some reason I missed this, and to be honest, or for the sake of fairness, I guess my stop loss would have been somewhere below this low, which means I would have been invalidated. But fortunately I was not awake as at the time that happened. So immediately that happened and this was invalidated, I saw price gave another break of structure to the upside around here, and I took my entry for just a 1:2, because all I was expecting was for this high to be touched, and its price gave me that, right? I took my entry around here, took my profit, and that was all. After that, I had another entry on AUDCHF. That was like my craziest trade for the previous week. That's last week in February. And this is what I saw on AUDCHF from the daily time frame. If I'm not mistaken, it's from my knowledge of the market that in most cases, when the most recent high is taken out on the daily time frame, which is this, it was taken high. All I was expecting was for this low. Let me just cancel for the sake of this. So all I was expecting was, for this high to be invalidated, I expected that this week was also going to be invalidated. So all I did was mark this out. So immediately this was invalidated, all I did was, go down to the 1 hour time frame. I went down to the 1 hour time frame, and what did I notice? Some sort of, break of structure to the downside. So you would see price was maintaining higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. Then there was some sort of liquidity sweep before there was a break of structure. Then it gave a high that I expected price to take out. So this happened, and this is what I just did. I took my entry somewhere around here. So this is what happened. I expected, remember, I had this low marked out for price to take out. So what I did was I just put my entry somewhere around this, what did I call it now? The key level that was overlapping with an imbalance. And what did I do? I just took my short somewhere around here. I put my stop loss somewhere above this high, and I was looking for about a 1:3 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 1:3 if I'm not mistaken. I think I extended it a bit below here, right? So, and this is what happened. I had a very clean move to the downside. Interestingly, I think I even drew my Fibonacci. Remember, all I expected was for this low to be taken out, but I drew my Fibonacci somewhere around here, right, for price to just give me like a clean minus 27.0 TP. But along the line, when price started moving, what I did was just shift my SL back, because all I wanted initially was for this low to be taken out, and I achieved that from that move. So that happened. I had a win. So you can tell from this that I had about 2 losses on Nasdaq, like previous losses on Nasdaq. Then eventually I had a win on Nasdaq. I had another win on GBP USD, and I've shown in the charts. And I had another win on AUD/CHF. So more like 2 losses, 3 wins. And to crown it all, around this afternoon, New York session, New York market opening, if I'm not mistaken, that was around 3:30. I had this move on Nasdaq earlier today. Sadly, I closed too early because honestly, I was not even planning to trade today at all. So what I noticed was, shout out to DAX. So this was a strategy. By the way, I'm a very big advocate of, using signals to your advantage. So if it's something that supports your trading plan or whatnot, you can use it. I saw DAX drop something like, his normal strategy, the liquidity sweep and all of that. So all I was doing was to, just take an entry using his own strategy. And what I saw was, price didn't take out the low. Price did not take out the low, which was here. And what happened? This low, liquidity was already swept and price was already giving some sort of movement to the upside. So what did I do? All I just did was use his... By the way, I'll be looking for an entry somewhere around here, this key level. So I'll be looking for... okay, let me not digress, but this is what I did. So immediately I saw that price already moved above and gave me a retest around this demand zone, somewhere around here, like the other block that was invalidated. Immediately I saw the retest. Guess what? I went down to the 5 minutes time frame. So immediately after the retest, this is what I saw. I saw this key level that was invalidated and price gave a move to the upside. And this is what I did. So I marked the key level out. Initially, my stop loss was supposed to be somewhere around here, but it would have been invalidated if I'm being honest. So guess what happened? Before price even came to retest, this is what happened. Price had already done this, served as something like a liquidity that was about to be taken out. Do you understand? So what happened was immediately price came out to mark this key level. In all honesty, I didn't set a stop loss, but I took my first entry somewhere around here. And immediately price came all the way down to now give me this. I was so happy. So I took my entry somewhere around here because it was overlapping with the 1 minute key level, more like a Quasimodo strategy. So immediately I saw this, price gave me this. I stacked my entries somewhere around here and just rode this thing. Like I said, I didn't wait for my TP to be hit, but yes, I had like some sort of profit on it. I was risking something around $1,000 because, like I said, I was not planning to trade today. So I was risking something around $1,000. So I had my first entry somewhere around here. Then immediate price invalidated and gave me this entry and came back to bounce from here. I just, entered this trade. Maybe quickly, I'll just be doing a brief screen record so I can show you that all these entries were taken. So can you see, this was today, this was on USD, Nasdaq. I had all these entries. on Nasdaq. Can you see AUD/CHF? This was the trade I took. GBP USD. This was the trade I took. 50. That was on USD US 100. I took this, and these were the losses I said I encountered on Nasdaq. So there is no hiding here. Like, this is the most this thing I can ever be. This is the most straightforward or this thing I can ever be, to show that all trades were taken. Anyways, I think you'll be hearing from me more often now. So yes, the week was very amazing. I was even down from the losses I took on my new Profim account to about from it was a $200,000 account. I was down to like about 185,000. That was about close to 7% drawdown. But I was able, from my wins and all of that, I was able to take the account back to 4%. That's for plus 4% on the account. The account is sitting on about $8,000 profit now. But like I said, it's in the passing stage, so it's not like there's anything out of the ordinary that I did on the account. But yes, overall, it was an amazing week. Thank you, and God bless.